Hey everybody, Rusho here, and today me and Aaron are going to be talking about Tower of God, episode 3. But is it a Tower of God? See, the way this show portrays itself, it really isn't God. Okay, I'm done.
Please stop.
We are talking about Tower of God, episode 3, and let's just say this was once again a information dump episode, to be honest. It was great, but a lot of information about
hmm
Khan. It's about a lot of information about the test. We see a knack in action, and we might get a glimpse of Rachel. But first, Aaron, what do you want to talk about?
Oh, good. Should we go chronologically or how it may feel?
How you may feel? I think we should talk about the biggest news we learned about this episode.
Well, biggest news we may have learned was I think if we did actually see Rachel, and that's probably that little hint. What actually happened in the episode is probably the background for Kun, however you pronounce his name. I'm not even gonna attempt to be politically correct on that one because but I think his is the main story of this episode, even though they did throw that little Easter egg. In the nature of the show, is probably way bigger than what's ever going on with.
I disagree. Actually, the biggest information from this episode. I think the information we learned that Rek hates needles.
Okay, yes, you are correct.
That
Him
is
hating
the
needles
biggest
was the most
information.
important. That will come into play for sure down the road. I'm calling it now. Last test is just a bed of needles. Okay, you have to lay on it.
No.
Rack just runs away.
But
Nope.
no, we learned a lot about, not a lot, vaguely information about Kuhn's past. I'm calling him Kuhn for now because I really suck at pronouncing names until I hear it multiple times. But
It's
we
got
learned,
an un in it, so
yeah. But we learned that a princess was chosen to be a princess of Jihad. We find out, and that was his half sister, Maria. However, since it wasn't his full sister that was chosen, we're assuming it was his full sister. It was the other sister. His family got exiled, and he supported his half sister Maria because they were lovers per se. But these are things we don't know. But Maria betrayed him for some reason that we still also do not know, and now he's in this situation, which means he has a half sister that is now a princess of Jihad. So, boom, we learned that whole information. His mom also tells him, "Don't trust
Hopefully.
anybody." Pretty much.
That seemed to be the core of the episode, was him struggling with not trusting people. I thought it was a little bit confusing to get it because you and me were talking about it. We were like going, okay, so he definitely has two sisters, and if we're wrong, we messed up this whole review.
Yeah, if we're wrong, we rewatched it. It says his own sister wasn't chosen, and then later on they say Maria's his half sister because they said,
And
"Oh,
she was
incest is
chosen.
not wincest; it's disgusting," is what they say. So
We're just going off of what the episode says. We're watching it as a sub. Maybe if that's what happened, that's what happened. That's what we received the information. That's one of the detractors I think I had for this episode, just because it confused me enough. Like maybe it's just me not getting it. That could be part of the problem. But I didn't get it immediately enough, and it made me think like, wait a second, what? How does that make sense?
I'd
And it
say,
kind of detracted for me.
I'd
Doesn't
say,
mean everybody who watches this is going to have the same reaction.
mm-hmm.
You didn't. I know
Yeah,
you didn't.
I didn't. For me, it's more in the sense of, when you watch Game of Thrones episode 1 to 2 and then you rewatch episode 1, it's a lot better the second watch. I think that's what this type of that show is like. It throws information at you. You might not catch it just yet. You might be like, huh. It'll be in the back of your mind. But then when you rewatch it after lots of episodes air, you start reading it or anything like that, then you're like, oh, I know what's happened. So let me rewatch this. Then it's like, oh my gosh, they really threw all that information, those hints there. We knew about this for a while. So that what is kind of how it was like for me, at least for episode 3. And but I kind of like this correlation of Bam and Khan are going after their girls. That's what it's. I don't know if he's going after the girl to be with her to kill her, but Bam is going after Rachel, and Khan is going after his half sister Maria.
We definitely know they're at least at one point they feelings for the ladies because they have them in this shot, that looking the exact same. So
I love shots like that because they were just subtle. They didn't stay on it too long. It was just boom, boom, done.
yeah, You don't have to like spoon feed it. Okay, this is what you should be listening to. This is what you need.
Yeah.
We're all
I
good.
so we learn a couple more things again. Once again, Rack is might be top tier character of this whole show because no, he is one of the top tier characters of this whole
He
show.
is
He's
top tier.
hilarious. He's just hilarious. It's no, he's a true man
Best
or a true
thing.
alligator.
Oh,
Like
when he was climbing on the walls in the background, just totally stressed out, that was the funniest thing I've seen in forever.
if something happens to him, I swear to God, I'm not gonna be able to watch the show
Oh, I'll
again. I'm
riot.
kidding. I would want the whole show taken down.
Oh,
Uh,
I'm gonna track down whoever made this. I'm gonna find him. You can't kill Rack at this point. It's my dude. You can't do that. That's just that's disrespectful.
so we find out, which we kind of had suspicions of anyway. The sky is a legend. The sky we see is a part of the system that they have created. So it's an illusion of a sky.
Yeah, that was a curveball. Like at least for
Mm.
it was for me. I mean, all of the sky that because when he says it, I was like, you didn't notice the sky during the last test when you were in the big open plains, But then like, oh, all of it is just a construction using their version of their magic system. Uh, okay, that's interesting. Crazy. So are we underground? Does this planet exist in tiers?
Yeah, what is this world? What it truly is,
what
what is
is
this
this world?
world?
I mean, I know we got a little bit of background last episode, but that only separated it into 3 parts. Now the world is separated into even more.
It's
Oh, my
crazy.
brain.
But let's talk about the test, the first test at least that we got this episode, which was the open the door in 5 minutes, you pass. What's your thoughts?
I hated it. I didn't like it at all. I what is well before I go into my reasons, what is
I think it was the least interesting test, but they did the test. I think was for the show that Khan or Kahun, I keep fucking not getting his name correct, is messing. His head's messed up. He's psychologically messed up about trusting people. So when given the information, hey, 5 minutes, worry about that. He just goes into overdrive. I can't trust anybody. I can't trust anybody.
Mhm.
It's like that's why I think it reminds me of Hunter x Hunter so much. He reminds me of Killua so much from Hunter x Hunter. It is insane. But he's like, I can't trust any of them. No one I just can't he can't do it. Which means he would have failed the test if it wasn't for second best boy, Rack.
Best boy Rack. Come on, man.
No, not best boy.
Who just bursts through the door and the test is won. My I know what they're going for. I know what they're trying to say. He has a problem with trusting people. He can't open himself to other people, and that he should if he's going to advance. I get that. The problem is if you're going to do that, don't do it in a death game where you literally were just paired with people who you at one point in this death game 2 levels ago you were trying to kill. Now they expect him to completely trust his partners who at one point were trying to murder him within the death. And now he's supposed to take the words of other people in this death game that he should trust them. That logic is so out of left field for me. I thought there was going to be like a riddle. Like he had to use deductive powers to actually get through get through this challenge because he's the rational one of the group. Rack is amazing, but he's not exactly the long-term thinker. Let's be honest. They even make a joke about that, about his deductive skills in the episode. So for them to be like, look, you can't be indecisive because if you're indecisive, then that could lead to you dying. And I'm like, if he's indecisive, that could also lead to him dying. Like, or even if he is decisive, he's like, okay, I'm just going to go through the first door. That could lead to the maw of a giant creature and just dead.
I think I agree, to be honest, with most of everything you said.
Eh,
But I do think it is more of a follow your instincts, like Rack says, follow your instincts. My instinct told me
And
to do this,
that's
which could be dumb.
fine.
It could be 100%. If it was you needed skill, you needed to think, then it's dumb. However,
But
I
they
think,
did. They proved that you could think your way through this one.
yeah,
Because
yeah. If you know, yeah,
because Kuwabara's grandson was like, yeah, you wanted people to figure this out in 5 minutes because it goes twice as fast as a regular clock. I'm like,
I love that. I love that so much.
Oh,
Kuwabara's son is the best character in the show. That's why he's best boy and Rocket's second best boy. Anyway, though, uh,
I
I
couldn't. We could agree to disagree. I just thought I knew what they were going for. I poorly executed because I don't want him to think rashly and then die because of it or trust people he shouldn't trust because it's obvious. I mean, he just met these
yeah,
folks.
I could fully understand
Ugh.
not trusting Mr. Balloon, Adult Swim cartoon character looking guy.
Yeah. Oh, that's what it reminded me of. Not cartoon. Do you remember in like the beginning part of Naruto when they're going through exam and part of the test was cheating? Like you had to
Yeah,
cheat
you had to
and
cheat.
not
It was a
get
red
caught.
test. Yep.
So the whole point was there were people within the test who were helping you by being the people who knew all the answers, and you had to figure it out, cheat off them, and not get. So
Mm,
that's what it was. But the guy delivering the message was one of the competitors in the death game. At
yep.
least in Naruto, you're literally just taking a written test. You're not like, okay, guys, if you don't survive this written test, you all die, or something horrible happens to you. You know, it same basic principle, but one I think was executed much better in my eyes.
I feel it. I feel that. But anyway, we can move on to the next test.
Just throw it under the rug. It's okay. The next test, which has just started and apparently might be the last one, which if I know anything about anime, there's absolutely no, but they have the chance for it to be the last test of the entire show if they win.
Yeah, so the test starts as I can't think of the guy's name, but one of the teachers, he comes in, he's like, "Hey guys, this is going to be. You don't need to do this. It's a bonus test.
Mm-hmm.
If you do it though, you don't have to do any other test. And obviously, if you told a college student, "Hey, take this one test and you don't have to do the whole semester," you're going to take that opportunity. So obviously, all of them are like, "Yeah, we're going to do this." And we see the test is. I kind of maybe I understand the test completely. So it's like you sit in the chair, you have the crown on. The last person, there's multiple rounds. The last person with the
Mm-hmm.
crown on wins. The rounds go in. If too many when the round starts, if the other teams that get into the arena are unconscious or can't participate, the next round begins. Or if it's I don't know if it's on a time limit of after 5 minutes, another team's allowed to enter. I do not know
I
that.
think because he said there was 5 rounds. You basically just have to keep control of the crown until the very end, and then your team.
Mm-hmm.
So it could definitely be interesting. I mean, we already know the lizard princess or whatever her name is amazing and has a
Anak.
cool fight scene.
Yeah, Anak is she's second best girl officially. Lizard girl, Anak, second best girl. She's strong. She has a strong head. I was curious if it's just her head or her body's just a lot harder and more
Oh, I'm sure
dense.
it's her whole body. There's no way it's just her head. She's a kick-ass
But
little character.
she was using her fishing pole, whip, whatever you want to call it, sword, whatever you want to call it. She was using that, just demolishing foes. Like literally, best boy's Kuwabara's son didn't even have to lift up a finger, and Hots did not have to lift up a finger. So
I'm
fantastic.
gonna be very curious if she's the same lizard as what Rack is, because Rack calls her a lizard,
Yeah, I mean,
but
probably
people
not.
have called Rack a lizard. So
Rack is an alligator.
can you imagine the difference in sexuals? Like Rack is the burly man who's got the snout, but then the females of his species are little chibi girls.
Oh yeah, can we tell you the chibi moments for a second? Just want to go. The chibi moments also once again great. I love the chibi moments from this show.
Oh my
That
gosh.
they're
Rack is
fantastic.
king of chibi.
But
Rack is the king of all chibis.
as this test is going on, we go back in time and see that the black red haired professor or tester, I should say,
Mm-hmm.
test this another group that were participating that Rachel may be a part of, and let's just say
Maybe.
Rachel and that group murdered everybody else, and it was just insane. He's like, "Hey, I know I kind of cheated by making two tests into one and put no time limit on the death game. Can you please not tell anybody?" He's like, "No, I'm not gonna tell anybody, dude. You're good." But anyway, Rachel, pretty much the whole idea is Rachel may be a part of this next test that we're seeing.
Yeah, does that mean that they killed 397 people in 30 minutes? I think that's what they
Yes,
insinuated.
yes, that's what they insinuate. They killed 397 people.
In 30 minutes. Oof.
That's a lot of people to kill.
If it is her, I was not expecting her to be coming in episode 4. I thought she was at the top of the tower. Like, we're not going to see her till the very end. So this will be really interesting if that actually is her.
Yeah, the cool thing is that I never got into until I just thought of it while we were talking. We don't know a thing about Rachel. We don't know if she's a good girl, really. Like, oh, obviously she was nice to Bam Bam Bam, which we have not said Bam Bam Bam's name a lot this episode. But we were
Got to throw it in there at least once.
Rachel, we have no idea who Rachel is. Rachel could be a good girl, but still look like she has some blood on her and she was killing some folks.
So yeah, we don't know. Maybe she was only nice to Bam 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 because she felt sorry for him or something. Who knows? We don't know a thing about the relationship.
Yeah, we just know Bam 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 sees her as a saint. That's all we know.
That's all we know.
And was anything else from this episode that you want to talk about? I'm trying to think.
Let's see. Do the checkbox. Sky is artificial. Coon is interesting. Oh, Coon. Did we talk? We talked a little bit about how his whole family is now exiled in a band. Yeah,
we got
because of supporting his half sister. I don't like the third test. Rachel? Question mark. I think we got.
Yeah, I think we got most of it. Well, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Let us know down in the comment section below what you thought of this episode. And I don't know, follow us on our social channels. It'll be in the description and on the screen. I'm The Roof Show on Twitter. And Aaron, what are you again?
Aaron C. Wolf on every social media you can think of.
I already know that. All right. Well, Aaron, any last thoughts?
No.